What's going on, guys? T-Rec87 here with MG Knights. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about Shadow of War. It releases October 10th and has definitely stirred up a little bit of controversy. Obviously, just about every single game these days offer microtransactions in some form or another. Whether it's mobile phone games that are basically, completely pay to win. You run out of moves, and then you got to pay money to get gems, and then you get more turns that way. Or whether it's actually offering loot in the game. There's tons of games that do this. Clash of Clans is a huge one. Candy Crush Saga is a huge one. You get power ups for you basically have to buy those power ups, and to beat a lot of those harder levels, you need those power ups unless you just get absurdly lucky. Angry Birds is another one that has microtransactions, and even a ton of console games nowadays have them. Even my beloved Destiny 2 has microtransactions, which are really purely cosmetic. For the most part, really, it's you don't really gain anything from them other than you can get some sweet looking armor or emotes, or stuff like that, or spaceships or whatever. So I basically the reason I want to talk about Shadow of War is that the microtransactions in this game are going to offer in-game loot, which is kind of worrying a little bit that this game is going to be basically pay to win. Um, it's one of those things. It's a very a thin line you walk with these developers. When they offer this in their games. Um, you gotta respect your community, but at the same time, they're under pressure to make money, and so it's a hard tightrope. It's a balancing act that they're trying to do, and obviously they want to milk us for every dollar they can get, but it's one of those things that it can enhance the, the gameplay experience. I myself, I am not 100% opposed to microtransactions. I don't like microtransactions. I wish they would offer the stuff that they've made in game for free, obviously. But if the company offers something that I think is cool enough, yeah, sure, I'll throw down an extra $5 or $10, whatever. It's $5 or $10. It's not the end of the world to me. I've done this with games like Warframe is a great example of microtransactions. Um, to basically get new Warframes, to add more weapon slots, all this other stuff in that game. You have to buy the platinum to unlock this stuff. Now, if you really wanted to grind, you really, 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 really wanted to grind, you could get some items and find out, and basically go to the social space and trade with other people and trade this Warframe part for X amount of platinum, and you could theoretically make some platinum that way. I myself don't have the time of day to do that sort of thing, and so in a game like Warframe, which is a great game by the way, if you've never played it really is fun. The first couple hours, I would say, like the first 10 hours feels really slow, but after you get going into the game and you really start progressing, it actually turns out to be a great game, which when I originally played it when it first launched, I thought it sucked. So they've definitely made some changes there. But anyway, getting back on topic, there are games, Warframe is a free to play game, but they have to make a revenue somehow. I mean, as opposed to like what else are they going to do? You're going to be in the middle of a capture and defend mission, and there's going to be like a 30-second pop-up ad. There's no other way for them to do it. They have to have like a microtransaction economy. With Shadow of War, what kind of troubles me is that you're going to be able to get in-game loot, and this is great for say a person who is limited on time. They really want to go through the game and beat the game, but they don't have a million hours to grind. Your average person who works 40 hours a week, has kids, this, that, and the other, all these other obligations, but really wants to play the game and wants to beat the game, but does not want it to take him 3 months, or him or her 3 months. That could be something, for that person, that could be a fair fit. But as for the rest of us, I guess Shadow of War is going to have a multiplayer element to it, which is a little bit troubling. The biggest thing that I see here that could be a huge problem is that, basically it becomes pay to win. The loot in Shadow of War is still going to be randomly generated, so you're not guaranteed to get like the top tier crazy stuff, but I guarantee you you're gonna get good stuff from it. But basically, those people that are this multiplayer aspect, I haven't really seen much about it, and so I don't know exactly how it's gonna work. But if you're, you got those people who are gonna get super invested into the game, and really, there's those people that always want to be first no matter what, and they're gonna go through and they're gonna blow hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this, just to basically be able to beat everyone. And the big thing about that is, and this is what they in the industry I've learned is what they call a whale. The games will offer these microtransactions, and they'll get some people like me who will spend $5 or $10. Whatever. It's not a huge revenue stream, obviously for me, but they'll get those other few people, who will spend $100, $200, however many dollars, and they don't really care. They're just addicted and obsessed, and a lot of these games are designed that way, and that's a real problem. Games should be fun. Games should not be designed to consume your soul, which is what it seems like a lot of these games nowadays are designed to do. They want to suck you in, and they want to clean your wallet out, and they want to do it as effectively as possible, which to me is disheartening. I mean, if you really think about it, this all really started a long, long, long time ago with arcade games. A lot of maybe some people wouldn't think about it this way, but I do. Is you go to the arcade and you find this game that you really like, and you really got to get to that last level, and you really got to beat that boss, but you suck, or the game is hard. Well, guess what? If you have enough quarters, the sky's the limit, my friend. You're never gonna, eventually you will beat that game, no matter how bad you are or how slanted the game mechanics are against you. You're gonna get to the end if you pay enough money. And I feel like that's something that I hate that the industry has embraced this so much. It makes me sad, honestly. It's something that I feel like, if they after a game launches, if they like I just said this earlier, but if they decide they want to add something to the game, purely cosmetic, or they want to add this cool thing or whatever, and they want to charge you a couple bucks for it, whatever. It's not a huge deal. But designing a game's ecosystem around trying to take as much of your money as possible and make you want to give them as much of your money as possible. It shouldn't be that way. We spend $60 for these games. In some cases more when you buy like the collector's editions or whatever. It's disheartening to see, and my personal stance on this, like you guys are obviously pretty clear at this point, is that I don't think microtransactions should really exist. I mean, I'm not entirely opposed to them, but I wish they weren't a thing. I am curious to know what you guys think about microtransactions. Have you ever spent money in a game? Have you ever, found a game, whether it's on your phone or on your PC or your Xbox or whatever, and this game was so great, and before you knew it, you were spending, you spent $20, and then you discovered like, oh, cool, I got all this cool stuff, and then a day later you spent $30, and then you spent $40, and then you spent $100. Have any of you guys ever done that? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you like this video and if you want to talk more about this type of stuff with games or gaming in general, please subscribe. I'd love to have you guys. I love when you guys come watch my videos. I think it's super fun to make. So that's really all the time for to talk about today, guys. Let me know what you think about Shadow War in the comment section, please. Are you going to pick up this game? I probably am personally. I'm a huge fan of the series, so like I said, I will be picking it up. I don't know if you guys are going to be picking it up. But thanks for stopping in, guys, and I will see you again soon.